my gains, mocked my nation, thwarted my bargains, schooled my friends, hated my enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands? Organs, dimensions, senses, affection, passion? Fed with the same food? Armed with the same weapons? Subject to the same diseases and healed by the same means? Warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as the Christian is? If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge?
In the history of our nation, 50 years ago, when a great American, in whose symbolic shadow we still stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a beacon light of hope for millions and millions of Negroes throughout the world who've been seared with flames of withering injustice. But 100 years later, and the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, and the Negro still lives in a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, and the Negro still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and chains of discrimination. 100 years later, and the Negro still languished in the corners of the American society and finds himself in exile in his own country. And so we've gathered here today. We've gathered here today to dramatize this shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash this check. When the architects of our republic wrote those magnificent words of the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, they signed a promise
that you may hear. Believe me for my honor, and have respect to my honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and await your senses, that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar, to him I say that Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demands why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I have loved Caesar less, but I have loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to leave all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoiced at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I killed him.